Welcome back. This is the burning question that you are tuned in on India Today. Well, 64 years after its implementation, Modi government, in a big move, has ended the Haj subsidy. For the first time, nearly 1.75 lakh Haj pilgrims will travel without any subsidy. Modi government has drawn flag from several Muslim bodies on this issue. Take a look at this report.
The biggest Hajj reform so far, the Narendra Modi government has stopped the subsidy given to Muslim pilgrims to visit Mecca every year. Instead, the money will be spent on the education and uplift of the community, says the government.
हज सब्सिडी 2018 के हज के बाद नहीं रहेगी, 2018 में के हज में नहीं रहेगी। और इस बार जो है वो खुशी की बात है कि आज़ादी के बाद से सबसे ज़्यादा हज यात्री 1,75,000 हज यात्री हज करने के लिए जाएंगे।
The big move comes almost 5 years after the Supreme Court directed to gradually reduce and then abolish the Hajj subsidy within 10 years. The government claims that it is looking beyond appeasement politics, but opposition leader Asaduddin Owaisi dismisses the claim, accusing the BJP of double standards.
देखिए, हम सम्मान के साथ सशक्तिकरण, बिना तुष्टीकरण के सशक्तिकरण के पक्ष में हैं।
ये मेजॉरिटी कम्युनिटी का अपीजमेंट है कि सिर्फ 200 करोड़ का बाजा बजा रहे हैं, बल्कि महाकुंभ के लिए आपने 1150 करोड़ रुपए, कल्चरल मिनिस्ट्री ने 2016 में 100 करोड़ रुपए का ग्रांट दिया मध्य प्रदेश सरकार को सिमस्ता महाकुंभ के लिए, और मध्य प्रदेश सरकार 3,400 करोड़ खर्च कर चुकी है।
While the main opposition Congress didn't oppose the move, Samajwadi Party's strongman Azam Khan called it Modi government's bluff.
देखिए, वोट मिलना चाहिए मोदी जी को। भाड़ में जाएं सब मामला। जीएसटी का क्या हुआ, नोटबंदी का क्या हुआ?
That the first part of the judgment of the Supreme Court of Aftab Alam and his colleague has been implemented by the Government of India. I'm sure the second part of the judgment, they will implement that also.
Hajj subsidy was used by Muslim pilgrims to book flight tickets at cheaper prices. It also provided medical care, lodging assistance and meals to the pilgrims. The abolition of subsidy comes days after the Modi government's decision to allow single women pilgrims to visit Mecca. With Paul Misaha, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, this brings us to our burning question of the day. Ending Hajj subsidy. Is it a right step by the government? Is this government's bid to end appeasement? Will the Congress against the move? Is the government targeting Muslims? Why not also do away with the subsidy for every religious pilgrimage? Why politics over withdrawing Hajj subsidy? Joining on the broadcast, Mohammad Khan, spokesperson of the Congress party. We'll also be joined by the spokesperson of the BJP in just a short while from now. Maqsood ul Hasan Kazmi, president of the Imam Council of India, is also with us on the broadcast. And I will start with you, Kazmi Saab. What is your view? The government says that sashakti-karan kar rahe hain, appeasement ki politics khatam. We want to provide the subsidy money that has been used for Hajj for the upliftment of the minority community, for the girls, for their education, for their employment. What's the problem?
No, we don't have any problem. And the community was demanding for more than years for the end, for the scraping of the subsidy. But my question is, government is only adopting selective approach. When government of India itself, UP government itself, spends more than 1,200 crore rupees from the public money on Allahabad Kumbh Mela, on Allahabad Kumbh Mela, Haridwar Mela, and Nashik Kumbh Mela, Ujjain Mela, and the Madhya Pradesh government itself runs a program for the old age people Yatra, Mukhyamantri Yatra Yojana. And
Mohammad Khan of the Congress Party, if I can come to you. Good morning. My question to you is, the government says it is end of appeasement. How does the Congress see this?
Well, I wouldn't celebrate the government just yet. You know, this government has a habit of making, what do they call it, virtue out of necessity. As you rightly pointed out, in 2012, Justices Aftab Alam and Ranjana Desai had ordered this subsidy to be phased out. It was not a casual observation, it was a very detailed observation where they said that the money should be redirected towards more meaningful methods of empowerment for the community. So this is the government implementing the Supreme Court's order. I want to take you to Article 27 of the Constitution, which basically says that no money that you pay in taxes, Ankit, can be used for religious purposes. I think the government should apply this standard across the board. I think the government should focus more on quality of governance for everyone, regardless of caste, creed and religion, and not for advance their personal agenda. Now see, if this government didn't enjoy the kind of poor reputation it did when it comes to targeting people of a particular religion, people would have said, "नहीं अच्छा move है." वैसे भी ये अगर legal नजरिए से देखा जाए अंकित, ये तो Air India को bailout subsidy मिलती थी every year. Vajpayee had actually doubled the amount during his tenure, and this was largely so that Air India could make some money. Now if you take this away, it won't really affect Muslim people so much, but the fact is that you people have earned yourself such a terrible reputation, and by you I mean the BJP, of protecting minorities' rights, that they see this as an assault. Now you will have to basically manage public opinion and show that no, this is actually a good move, and you can do that.
No, will the Congress be with the government as far as this move is concerned? I mean, as far as the article that you are also pointing out, and as far as at least the position that personally I have, is that all subsidies as far as religious pilgrimage is concerned, that's not should not be the state subject. That is not the concern of the government. The government should be concerned with education, health and other programs for every citizen. Will the Congress at least begin with supporting the government as far as the Haj subsidy is concerned?
Well, absolutely. Yesterday itself, when this move was announced, Mr. Surjewala came out and gave an explanation about the fact that this is in furtherance of a Supreme Court decision. These people are making a virtue out of a necessity. They had to do it. This is the pronouncement of a very egalitarian judge, Justice Aftab Alam, and of course Justice Desai, who arrived at this after detailed analysis of this money and how it is being spent. I want to draw your attention to 27, Ankit, because the language is so clear. Article 27 says no person, you or I, shall be compelled to pay any taxes, the proceeds of which are specifically appropriated in the payment of expenses for the promotion or maintenance of any particular religion or religious denomination. Our constitution ensures parity of treatment for all religions.
But you know, Mohammad Khan, before I go to Maulana Sahab for another reaction, tell me one thing. When you are reading out the article from that book that you are holding right now, why didn't the Congress government think of this before? It was the government of the Congress party which started this sort of a subsidy. You were accused of playing minority of appeasement politics. Why didn't the Congress do it? I mean, you're quoting that article that my tax and your tax should not be used for political subsidy, for any minority or for any religious subsidy. You didn't do it.
Yes. Yes. Well, Ankit, you're absolutely right. In fact, the Haj subsidy was started by us. But as I love to say on your channel, the Congress of 2018 is very different from the Congress of the 1980s. And I can tell you that this Congress has its own views, which have evolved over time. And we believe that the Haj subsidy should be done away with, which is why you would have noticed, if you read the order, we were in power at the time.
It's very heartening. I have just got a BJP spokesperson. Let's just also go back to him. Mohammad Khan, it's very heartening for a spokesperson to come on live television and at least agree to the fact that there were certain stand that were taken by your party. They have evolved now, and at this point of time, I have Syed Zafar Islam of the BJP joining us on the broadcast. Zafar साहब, कांग्रेस तो कह रही है हम सीख गए हैं, जो अपीजमेंट की आप चार्ज लगाते हैं, all that is now talk of the past. They do support the government as far as the Haj subsidy is concerned, but the bigger question is, why only target the Haj subsidy? The government in various states is giving subsidy for pilgrimage, for Mansarovar Yatra, for Amarnath Yatra, Kumbh, the government of India also gives a lot of grant. If the government is serious about this sort of appeasement politics, then don't indulge in majority appeasement as well.
Well, let me respond to that because the understanding is here incorrect completely. The Congress party spokesperson is not sharing something which is not known to people. They have simply been unmasked by our policy and today they stand exposed. That's why they are taking that stand. But having said that, let me just respond to the question you have posed. See, the Haj subsidy, the Supreme Court order was there. It had to be done by 2022. We have done away with it today purely because of two reasons. We have accelerated it.
Sir, let me remind you, Mr. Zafar Islam, I knew that you will be taking shelter as far as the Supreme Court order is concerned. The order also states that the government needs to relook in every kind of subsidy. And also the article, 27, as Mohammad Khan was quoting, does say that my hard-earned money, the tax the government earned, cannot be directed to any sort of subsidy for religious purposes. So, on one hand, the move is being welcomed by, the Congress and opposition parties along with everybody as far as removing the Haj subsidy is concerned. You are giving grants and subsidies for various functions and yatras of the majority community. The Supreme Court order, the part 2 of that order also speaks about that.
So, Ankit, will you allow me to complete this? If you had allowed me to complete, probably you wouldn't have taken that much time to ask me this question.
Sir, I will ask you the question when I feel that you are digressing from the topic and you are only taking it in a different direction. Now you can respond. Go ahead.
These kind of administrative costs, even for Hajj, will continue. We will provide for health security. We will provide medicine. We will take care of that. You know that there is a separate consulate, the Hajj consul stationed at Jeddah. Then there is a Hajj committee here, there is a Hajj committee there, all over. There is a Hajj separate division.
आप जो minority community को एजुकेशन की बात करते हैं, जो सशक्तिकरण की बात करते हैं, वो अब तक क्यों नहीं दे पा रहे थे आप?
Let me just complete. Do not digress. Unless you know the term.
ये 650 करोड़ रुपए से सब कुछ बदल जाएगा.
Mohammad Khan, let him complete his point and I'll come to you. Let him complete his point, I'll come to you.
बेवकूफी की बात मत कीजिए, सुन लीजिए पहले. मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि this money, whatever it was 700 crore, will now be spent.
सुनने से बेहतर है कि आपसे सवाल ही कर लो कि आपकी बोलचाल बंद हो जाए थोड़ी देर को.
हाँ, 70,000 करोड़ जब खर्च करते थे तब दूसरा मास्क पहन के बैठे थे ना. आज 700 करोड़ हो गया तो दूसरा निकल रहा है. Don't give me shit. We all know what.
Sir, this is not the kind of language that we would want for any of our guests. Let's have a civil debate. Mohammad Khan, let him complete. I will come to you for a response on that. And Syed Zafar Islam, I'll request you to please keep your temper in check, sir. Please don't use this kind of a language. No matter what the provocation is, I will allocate, time equally to both of you.
I'm responding to you. How can you say verbal diarrhea when I'm responding to you?
That was a Congress spokesperson, not me. I am just asking you to just I am requesting both of you to keep this debate civil. Syed Zafar Islam, the government says that we will utilize this for the upliftment of the minority community. Now you are saying that in some way the administrative help for Hajj pilgrims will continue. Am I right in understanding what you have just said?
What I'm trying to tell you, Ankit, that the administrative costs will continue to incur. Government will continue to incur administrative costs purely because this is something the government's responsibility. Subsidy was something which was supposed to go to an individual. In this case also it was not going to an individual, it was going to agencies, service providers, but not to any Hajis. So
Maulana Kashmir, respond to what Syed Zafar Islam is saying. He is saying that the government will continue to help. It's just that this subsidy was being misused and that is what their objection is. That is why it has been done away with.
Mr. Zafar Islam, you are dodging the question on the majority appeasement for the subsidy on the religious appeasement of majority people. Would you like to scrape and abolish the Amarnath Yatra shrines funding, state funding on that? Would you like, last year Haryana government celebrated International Gita Mahotsav, in which Haryana government purchased 10 copies of Gita for 3,80,000 rupees. on the public money, government money. Would you like to condemn them?
Let him respond. Syed Zafar Islam, this possibly is the problem. There is a court stricture on what is happening as far as the government doing away with the subsidy is concerned. Possibly where BJP tried to take too much credit out of it. Won't it be difficult for you to explain to the people, and especially of the minority community, which has a certain sense of feeling as far as the BJP is concerned, that this is not being targeted only at them?
No, sir, let me respond to that. See, if anybody trying to mislead the Muslim community, we will try and correct them purely because this money is not being taken away from. Money was meant for Hajis, which was not going to Hajis but the service providers. That's why it was accelerated, and this money will be earmarked to spend for the upliftment of the Muslim community, particularly for the welfare of the girl child, welfare of the... See, the dropout ratio is 90% among Muslim girls. I think the focus of the government is that this 90% dropout should be curtailed, and this money should be spent for their education, for their empowerment.
Mohammed Khan, coming on it, coming on it. Mohammed Khan, coming on it, and I like Mohammed Khan to to come at this point of time. Mohammed Khan, BJP is very clear, and that is what being articulated by Syed Zafar Islam, that we are only now using this sort of a fund for the upliftment of the minority community. They are saying that as far as the matter of the pilgrimage for the Hindu community or the majority community is concerned, that as administrative matter will keep supporting the Muslim people or the Hajis in some way or the other. We are only streamlining it. That shouldn't be a problem, isn't it? Or do you still see, BJP against the minority community
well, actually,
in this?
Everything Zafar Islam said... No, well, as I was saying, everything this man said makes absolutely no sense, as usual, because on the one hand, he's saying we are streamlining this. On the other hand, they're saying that they're complying with the Supreme Court's order. Ankit, as you know, the Supreme Court's order calls for a complete abnegation of funding for Hajj. Now, because it is ultimately a private journey, and any Muslim will tell you it is not mandatory. You're only supposed to take it forward if you have the money. So, God is not, God in Islam is not so cruel that he says you must do it even if you can't. Now, the second point I want to make is this. You say now, you turn to us and you say that this money will be used for the empowerment of Muslim women.
Respond to what Maulana Sahab is saying. Mohammed Khan is saying that there is now a duplicity as far as the Congress's stand is concerned. Your new soft Hindutva approach is now coming in way of you taking a clear stand on this. He is saying that you are silent on the subsidy given or the assistance given on the majority community's pilgrimage.
Like Amarnath shrines.
What's the stand of the Congress on that?
Pradesh Mukhyamantri Darshan, Tirath Darshan Yojana.
Let him respond.
Like Kumbh Mela.
Let him respond.
नहीं मौलवी साहब मैंने शुरुआत में जो आर्टिकल पढ़ा था, मौलवी साहब आपने गौर किया होगा, जो प्रावधान मैंने संविधान का उठा के पढ़ा था, वो ये नहीं देखता कौन से धन के लिए इस्तेमाल हो रहे पैसे. वो सिर्फ ये कहता है कि आप किसी भी धार्मिक काम के लिए सरकारी पैसा जो लोगों के टैक्सेस के जरिए इकट्ठा किया गया वो इस्तेमाल नहीं करोगे.
Mohammed Khan, let me ask you this question. Will you press the government now? Will you press the government now in the parliament to do away with the subsidy for any religious, yatra, be it for the Hindus or for Muslims or for any other religious community? Will you press the government in the parliament? A unified stand, a uniform stand on every religion?
Well, Ankit, I'll answer that question. Ankit, I would tell you that yes, this would definitely feature on our list of priorities because we believe in a certain type of secularism which is genuine, unlike theirs, which they use as a hypocritical stance. But you know how our legislative agenda is prepared. It is prepared on the basis of very pressing issues that need immediate attention.
Right.
Aadhaar needs immediate attention. There are issues of exclusion that are taking place. There are issues of religious intolerance which we have raised.
Okay, I am completely out of time. 20 seconds to Syed Zafar Islam. Syed Zafar Islam, is the government suffering from a perceptional problem? And that is why even this move, no matter how earnest the intent may be, is being criticized.
Well, Ankit, the problem is with these political parties like the Congress, because they have always worked to divide the society, mislead the people, misguide the people, and that is something which they are up to today as well. They have to simply say that we welcome the system because this money was spent for Hajis, but actually it was not being reported. anyway through Hajis, but the money was going to the service providers, and the Honorable Prime Minister has taken a call that they have accelerated and dropped this to drop this subsidy.
Well,
We are
I
giving
have to
Hajis.
wrap up this edition of the burning question at this point of time. Syed Zafar Islam, Mohammad Khan and Maulana Kazmi, thank you so much for joining me on this debate. Well, ultimately it will boil down to the intent, and we'll have to see how the government, as it promises to ensure more funds for the upliftment of the minority community, because there is, it seems, some sort of a perceptional problem. And for me and you, all it matters is that our hard-earned money for which we pay the tax should be used for basic facilities for every citizen, regardless of their religion. Thank you so much for joining us on The Burning Question. On the other side,
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.